Hey everybody, it's Keegan here, and I'm back with a brand new video for you guys. And welcome to another edition of Keegan's Movie Reviews. And it's been a couple weeks since my last movie review video that I did, and I haven't done one in the past few weeks since I was out of town on my vacation, doing other videos and busy with life and stuff. And I just never really got around to making another movie review video for you guys. But now I'm back. And much like the last movie review video that I did, today's episode is going to be another double feature review. So today I'm going to be talking about Barbenheimer. But before we get into today's films, let me explain a little bit about what Barbenheimer is. For those who don't know, Barbenheimer was a meme that was started by various movie buff memers on the internet. It started around a year ago when it was announced that Oppenheimer and Barbie would be released on the same day, which was July 21st, 2023. And once the memes started to spread, the memes spreaded like wildfire. And even though these two movies are not related in any way, people kept on making memes about them since they were both being released on the same day. I gotta be honest, I thought the memes were funny at first, but then after a while they just started to get annoying. But because of all the hype, some other companies are starting to do it with other films. Most recently, Saw 10 was supposed to come out in October, but it was pushed back to September 29th for the second Paw Patrol movie that's going to be coming out, and people are calling it Saw Patrol. But I don't know if that's really going to work or not. The main reason people made the Barbenheimer meme was because people were hyped and looking forward to both the films we're going to be talking about today, which are Oppenheimer and Barbie. And the whole idea was for people to see both Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same day. Now, I did see these two films in theaters. However, I did not see them as a double feature. I saw them on two separate trips to the movies. And this review is going to be in order of which one I saw first. So, without further ado, let's talk about the movies, shall we? So, we're going to start off today with Oppenheimer, which is the film that I saw first. I saw this film in theaters on Sunday of last week, and this was actually the first movie I saw in theaters since I got home from my trip last week. Anyways, Oppenheimer is a film biopic on J. Robert Oppenheimer, who was the man that created the first nuclear weapon. And this movie was written and directed by Christopher Nolan. And I've actually talked about another film from Christopher Nolan before on this channel a few years ago, which was Tenet, his previous film that was released back in 2020. Christopher Nolan is the same director of films such as the Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, The Prestige, Inception, Memento, and a couple of other great films. And this is his newest film. Not only is this his newest film, this is also his longest film with a runtime of 180 minutes, which is 3 hours long, of course. And this is a film I've been looking forward to since it was announced last year. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it when the day it came out because I was away on my trip and they didn't have very many movie theaters at the place where I was staying at, but that was fine. I wanted to see the film in IMAX. But yeah, so I'm not going to waste any more time, and let's take a dive into Oppenheimer, shall we? As I mentioned before, Oppenheimer is a film biopic that centers around J. Robert Oppenheimer, who is one of the American scientists involved with the creation of the first nuclear bomb. And Oppenheimer is played by Cillian Murphy, who previously co-starred in some of Christopher Nolan's other movies, such as Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, and Inception. And he was also the star of the TV series Peaky Blinders. And in a nutshell, this film follows Oppenheimer in his college years through the post-Second World War with his fame and later infamy and his controversy surrounding him at the time. It also follows his affairs and the trouble he got himself into for suspected of being a communist and working for the Soviets, and among other things. I'm not really going to give away too much of the story, but that's the story of the film in a nutshell. Like I mentioned before, I was really looking forward to this movie when the trailer first dropped last year, and I was planning to see it in theaters the day it came out, but unfortunately I wasn't able to because I was on my way to Newfoundland, which is where I was on my vacation. And on top of that, there are not very many movie theaters in Newfoundland. So I decided to wait till I get home to see the movie. And finally, I saw the film in theaters last Sunday. And while I liked the film, I really enjoyed the film, and I thought it was pretty great for the most part. However, I wouldn't call it Christopher Nolan's best movie, and it's not my favorite film of his. But that's not to say that the film is bad. There's a lot of really good aspects about the film. The film is well shot. I like the aspects of the film. The mix between black and white and in color. And the casting is really well done. Cillian Murphy does a great job as Oppenheimer, and I can definitely see him getting a possible Oscar nomination. And it was well casted. Emily Blunt was great in it too. Robert Downey Jr. was great in it as well. And the whole cast does a great job in this film. However, my main criticism with the film is that I find that some of the scenes in this movie kind of drag on for a bit too long than they needed to be. But that's kind of my main criticism with this movie. Now, I don't really care if the movie is 3 hours long. The movie could even be 6 hours long for all I care. But I find that some of the scenes kind of drag on a little longer than they needed to. But I was overall really invested in the story with the film. And I thought it was pretty, really well done. The film has some really good visuals, some great cinematography, and the visual effects are really well done. And I like the risks it took that Nolan took. I like that Nolan took risks making this film. Like, for example, none of the nuclear blasts shown in the movie were CGI. They did it with practical effects or whatever, but it wasn't. I don't know if that's really the right word to use it, but they did not use any CGI at all. And I gotta say, it was looked really good. And I saw the film in IMAX too, by the way, which I think seeing it in IMAX is the best way to see the film. But I haven't really got a whole lot much else to say about the film other than I really enjoyed it for the most part. However, it's not my favorite Nolan film, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if this movie will make my top 10 favorite movies of the year list, but maybe it'll get an honorable mention. Again, I really enjoyed Oppenheimer, and I guess I'll watch it again one day. And it's a pretty long film, but it was one that I overall really enjoyed. So check it out if you haven't seen it. If this film seems interesting to you, I'm giving Oppenheimer an 8 out of 10. And now we move on to Barbie, which is the film I saw second. I saw this film on Thursday evening, sometime after I got off work that day. This film was written by Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig and directed by Greta Gerwig. This is her third film that she's directed. Her first film being Lady Bird from 2017, and the second being the 2019 remake of Little Women. I have seen Lady Bird, and I thought that one was good. However, I have not seen Little Women yet, but I hear great things about that one. This film I was sort of looking forward to. It seemed interesting. It seemed interesting, but I wasn't too overly hyped about it like some people were when the film was being announced. But I figured, I'll give it a shot. It seems like a fun movie. And believe it or not, I was actually very surprised by this movie. I had a lot of fun seeing it in theaters, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Now, I know this film has been in production for several years. I think production of this movie started in, I believe it was 2016 or 17 or something. And I know the movie originally had Amy Schumer as the lead role, but then she dropped out and was replaced by Margot Robbie. There is some stories of the production, like how long this movie's been on production for, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. I'm just going to talk about the movie itself and give my thoughts onto the film. So let's take a dive into Barbie. So Barbie takes place in the world of Barbie, and it follows Barbie, played by Margot Robbie. And she lives every day like it's a perfect day. She hangs out with friends in the day, and at night she has a big party around the block, hanging out with all the Barbies, the Kens, and Alan, who is played by Michael Cera. Then one day, Barbie starts having a crisis, and she starts to question her world and the real world. And then she realizes she starts questioning this stuff around her world because someone in the real world who toys with her is having like depression or something. And basically it's kind of it's not good for the Barbie world or something. So Barbie, along with Ken, who is played by Ryan Gosling, set out to the real world to find the person who is toying with Barbie and try to make that person feel better so it doesn't cause a problem with the Barbie world or something like that. That's really the best I can describe the story of the film in a nutshell without giving away too much. As I mentioned before, I was looking forward to seeing this one, but I wasn't too overly hyped about it. But when I finally saw the film in theaters, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this film. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I thought I would. This film is a really well-made film. I love the set designs of the films. I like the concept of like in the Barbie world where they don't have stairs or doors and how they go down the stairs. It's like they just float, like someone's just like a little girl bringing the doll down the room, if you know what I mean. I thought that was pretty cool. And it's pretty funny at times, and I love the visuals and the style of the film, and it's a very colorful film. And I think Margot Robbie was a great choice for casting as Barbie, and Ryan Gosling was a surprising great choice to casting as Ken, or one of the Kens, because the word Barbie and Ken is used quite a bit in this movie. It's pretty funny. And I was actually pleasantly surprised about it. I had a lot of fun seeing it. And this movie is not overly political like some people claim it is. It is not overly political. There is some politics in this movie, but it's not all in your face or anything like that. But there is a little bit of politics. The only issue I have with this movie is that it kind of shoves the message down your throat a little bit. But that's kind of pretty much it. But I had a lot of fun seeing this film in the theater, and I had a blast seeing it. When I saw it in the theater, the place I saw it, it was nearly packed. Like, it was almost sold out at the place I saw it. And just ignore that. I had a lot of fun seeing it. However, around the end of the movie, there was a little kid that wouldn't stop talking. It was like a 5 or 6 year old, and it was kind of starting to getting annoying. Now, I don't have a problem with kids and going to the movies. In fact, I think every child should go to the movies at some point in their life. But they need to learn that people are trying to watch the movie and you got to be quiet, of course. But that's the only bad thing I had about the experience seeing the film in the theater. But other than that, Barbie was a fun film that I really enjoyed. And I honestly kind of liked it a little better than Oppenheimer, not going to lie. Although Oppenheimer was still a great film, though. But much like Oppenheimer, I'm not sure if this movie will make my top 10 movies of the year list. It might get an honorable mention, much like Oppenheimer. But again, I had a lot of fun seeing Barbie in theaters, and I'll definitely check it out again. I especially love the 2001 A Space Odyssey reference at the very beginning of the film. I thought that part was hilarious. But I don't really have a lot to say about Barbie. I thought it was a fun film. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was a well-made film. And, yeah, again, I had a lot of fun seeing it, and I highly recommend it. But anyways, I don't have anything else to add, so much like Oppenheimer, I'm giving Barbie an 8 out of 10. Well, that's about all the time we've had for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment below, subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, share the video with your friends, and follow me on my other social medias. Links are in the description down below. And have you guys seen these two movies yet? Did you guys see them as a double feature or not? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys think of these movies. But anyways, that's all I got to say. So until next time, this is Keegan Shepard signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.